Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is something called the quadratic formula. Now, past couple days we have spent learning how to solve quadratic equations, right? So the first way we learned how was by factoring. Agreed? Second way was through graphing and finding the roots or the zeros, yes? Third way was when you couldn't factor it, what did we do? No, we did not guess. No, we didn't do trial and error. Not even once. Nope, 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 we don't. You remove the C term, find the new C term. What's it called? Completing the square. Good. You're killing me, guys. So, completing the square. No, we did not do any guessing at all. Completing the square. Yes. Okay, so completing the square is the one where we move the old c to the right-hand side of the equation. You find the new c by doing b over 2 quantity squared. Put it in there, factor it. Take the square root of both sides. Got it? Killing me. Okay, so what happens when we don't want to complete the square? We have another option. So we use this option when factoring is not a possibility. It's called the quadratic formula. Okay? So quadratic formula is a big, ugly formula that we use to find solutions. You do have to memorize it. It is not given to you. Are you ready to see it? Say yes. Yes. Okay, so when we have our quadratic formula in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, we can use this very, very beautiful formula. See it? Isn't it beautiful? I'm going to sing it to you, and then you're going to sing it to me. Are you ready? Say yes. Sure, that's close enough. Okay. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. One more time. You have to. I promise you, you will remember. You'll be sitting in the Regents exam, and I'll see your little heads bobbing back and forth because you'll be singing it to yourself. Trust me, it works. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. No, it does not rhyme, but neither does Pop Goes the Weasel. You just have to memorize it. Okay, you're going to sing it. I will sing it with you. Then this is catchy too. I sing it. I sing my daughter a lullaby. This is her lullaby. No, not even a little bit. We can pretend. Okay, you ready? I'm going to sing it with you, and then you're going to sing it on your own. Are you ready? Ready? X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Come on, the cool kids sing the quadratic formula song. Only Gabby is the cool kid, the one cool kid in this whole class. Come on.
They were singing it.
Oh, thank you. I have like 4. All right, are we good? We're going to do lots of practice with it, but you have to memorize it. Okay, I don't care how you choose to memorize it. Pop Goes the Weasel works for me. Figure it out. Okay, you ready to learn how to use it? Yes? Feedback. Are you ready to learn how to use it? Yes. Okay, so here we've got a quadratic equation, right? Is it in standard form? No. Do I want it in standard form? Yes. How do I put it in standard form? Very good. Subtract that 2 over. So 3x squared. Oops, I hate when that happens. 3x squared minus 5x minus 2 equals 0. Yes, but then it's not in descending order. It makes it more difficult to find a, b, and c. Okay? Okay, so now we want to put this into the quadratic formula. Okay? So the quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, oops, all over 2a. That's my quadratic formula. Okay? Yes, I can. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so how do we figure out what a, b, and c are? How do I know what A, B, and C are? A is 3, good. It's whatever's in front of the x squared. What's B? -5, good. And what's C? -2, good. Okay, so that's where you're getting A, B, and C from. A is whatever's in front of x squared. B is whatever's in front of x, and C is what's at the end. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what's B? -5. So since it has to be a negative B, -5 becomes a positive. So 5 plus and minus square root of what's B again? Now, very important. If it's negative, it has to go in parentheses. Okay? Because what happens if you don't put it in parentheses? -4 times 3 times, oops. Yep. Is everybody clear on where we're getting those values of A, B, and C? And then 2 times A, which is 3. Okay, so 5 plus or minus the square root of -5 squared minus 4 times 3 times -2 all over 2 times 3. Are we okay? Okay, so the next thing I need to do is kind of simplify this out. I know that I'm going to keep that 5 out front. So what I'm going to deal with first is what's underneath the radical. Okay? Easiest way to do this is to take that radicand and just pop it in the calculator. So -5 squared minus 4 times 3 times -2. So I'm literally just going to do that. -5 squared times, I'm sorry, -4 times, what was it? Times negative, we get 49. Okay, so that's what goes underneath my radical. 2 times 3, which is 6. What? You can't put a plus and minus. That's why I didn't put the whole thing in there. Just the radicand. Okay, so what's the square root of 49? 7. Okay, so this breaks it down yet another step. We have 5 plus and minus 7 over 6. How many solutions do I have there? I have 2, right? I have 5 plus 7 over 6. And I have 5 minus 7 over 6. Do we agree? Okay. What's 5 plus 7 over 6? Yeah, 5 plus 7 is 12 over 6, which is 2. And then 5 minus 7 over 6? Good. Sure. Okay, we get -2 over 6, which reduces to -1 over 3. And since it's a solution set, we do want to use curly brackets. So -1/3 and 2. Okay, so it's not hard, it's just long. And you have to know the formula. Okay, you ready to try another one? You have to memorize it. Better start singing yourself, Gabby. Ready? Okay, so the next one says finding complex solutions. So that tells you you're going to get what kind of solution. What's going to be in your solution? Yeah, what's a complex number include? An I. Okay, complex solutions means you're going to have an imaginary part. So in your solution at the end, you should have an I. All right, so I want you to go ahead and give this a shot. Try it on your paper, okay? Okay, guys, let's talk about this. You got to start by putting it in standard form. Is it in standard form? What do you want to move? That's fine. We can move the 6 and the 7, okay? We can move that by adding them both over. Are you okay with that? What's A? What's B? And what's C? Okay. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so the plugging it in part should be easy by now, yeah? All right. So we get x equals negative 6 plus or minus 36 minus what? 56? 36 minus 56? Negative 20? Over 4. How many of you got that far? Great. Okay, so the complex solution comes in because I have a negative underneath my radical. How can I reduce negative 20? Yeah, we're going to do radical negative 4 and radical 5. What? Why? In the bottom? Because you moved it the other direction. You'll still get the same answer as we get going this way. That's fine. What's the square root of negative 4? 2 what? 2i. So we get 2 radical 5i over 4. Can that be reduced? Look again. Yeah, why? Sure, 6, 2, and 4 are all divisible by 2. Okay, so this is reducible. Okay, so we could pull out a 2, which would make this negative 3 plus or minus 5 radical I. And this out by 2. So we get x equals negative 3 plus or minus radical 5i over 2. Okay? So if you move the 2x squared over, this is going to be the solution here on the right-hand side of your screen. They equal the same thing. So it's fine either way. Okay, I want you guys to try the next one on the next page, okay? Work through it slowly, follow the directions. Now, I want to see if you can write down this equation without, or a formula without looking at it, okay? Don't look up and use the one from before. See if you can write down the formula without peeking, okay? So here's the next problem. So go ahead, take a minute to work this through. Okay, so it's not in standard form, right? How do we get it in standard form? Good, subtract that 4 over. We want to make sure that it's in standard form before we start. What's A? What's B? Careful. Negative 1. Okay, the coefficient, if there's nothing there, is always a 1. And what's C? Negative 4. So x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Did we plug it in correctly? Okay, so you get x equals 1 plus or minus 49. Do we agree? Over 6. So 1 plus or minus, square root of 49 is 7 over 6. Don't lose your 1. I had like 3 people lose your 1. We just got rid of it, but I'm not sure why, so be careful with that. Okay, so how many solutions do you actually have here? Yeah, you have 1 plus 7 over 6, and you have 1 minus 7 over 6. So you should have solutions of 8/6 and negative 6/6. What's negative 6/6? Yeah. So x equals 4/3 and negative 1. Okay, so how did we do on this one? Better? Getting the hang of it? Okay. Yes, you're supposed to know the names of them for the regions. Yes, absolutely. You need to know the name of the topic. Yep. Okay. If you want to go get a whiteboard, be quick about it. Be very, very quick. Okay, hurry up, go get a whiteboard and a marker. If not, grab paper, whatever you need.